Hello there and welcome to today's Pleasure Beach Experience video. It's the 18th of June 2020 and it's a bit of a last minute video by my normal standards. I don't like to do things this close to upload time. But earlier on today it was announced that Blackpool Illumination season will not be ending in November. They will be running through to January 2021. Now of course this has caused a lot of questions about, are Blackpool Pleasure Beach going to open beyond November? Well, the good news is, it's looking like that might be the case because I've just been scrolling aimlessly on the Blackpool Pleasure Beach website, and if you want to book wristbands, you can do so on the 12th and 13th of December 2020. Now, of course, that takes us almost 6 weeks after the season was planned to end. Now, having had a little look on the website, just because I was scrolling at opening times as the season was going on, I noticed, hold on a minute, the dates are running beyond the normal closing time in November, so I scrolled on to December, and there you have it. You can book on the 12th and 13th of December. Now, I don't know if Pleasure Beach are planning to announce winter weekends or wow weekends that are happening beyond the normal November season, but I think that as soon as Blackpool Council, Visit Blackpool and all those kind of pages on social media today announced that the illuminations were going to run until January, I think a lot of people knew that Blackpool's attractions would probably stay open quite a bit later into the season. Now, we've had a lot of questions to Pleasure Beach Experience this morning asking, are Pleasure Beach going to open later? Is Merlin going to keep their attractions open a bit longer than they normally do? And so on. We've had a lot of questions that at the time I can't answer because of course we are not Blackpool Pleasure Beach. We just work with the Pleasure Beach as their supporters club, and we do a lot of other things as well, as you've probably seen over the course of the last few years on the channel. I've said for quite a while through this lockdown that now they're not going to stay open any later. They're not going to do it. They're not going to want to put the maintenance schedule even tighter than it normally is because, of course, Blackpool has quite a short close season. Blackpool Pleasure Beach, I should say, has quite a short close season in terms of they normally close in November, and literally as we're leaving for the end of the season, the maintenance work is beginning, ready for a February opening. Now that is really a short space of time. Of course, there is parks around the world that open all year round, but they have tropical weather. They have nice 30-degree weather in December sometimes. That is unheard of in Blackpool. It's not warm in Blackpool beyond October usually. Now, that brings me on to another point. If it does happen that Pleasure Beach does stay open until the 13th of December, as can be seen on their website, it may change. It's not definite. It's just something I've seen. And it was something I was going to do a video about today anyway, but having just been scrolling, I thought, oh hey up, I've got a different narrative to go with this video now. So I was going to go along the line of, should they do it? Will they do it? How can they do it? Well, I've gone on the website and there we go, you can book wristbands for the 13th of December. So it looks like it might be happening. So it's not a question of can they do it, it's how will they do it. That's maybe a discussion for another day, but I just thought I'd give you a little update that it does appear to be that they are planning to open through to December, but I'm just not sure how it'll work with next season following on. Of course, next year is the 125th anniversary of Blackpool Pleasure Beach, so does that mean that the season is going to start, say, later than February? Because if they really do keep everything open until mid-December, what's that going to mean for the maintenance schedule, especially if we have a bad winter? I mean, the guys who do the maintenance at Pleasure Beach over the winter, they work so hard. They work so hard over the whole season. But in that period of time where the Pleasure Beach is closed, they have so much to do in such a short space of time. And I think you've probably seen in the last couple of years on opening day videos, I've always got a lot of praise for the maintenance guys. And I always do have, because they do such an amazing job at what they do. And I probably sound like I'm arse kissing, and yeah, I am a little bit, but they do a great job at what they do. You wouldn't have all these classics if it wasn't for the great engineering teams at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. But I do wonder how it's going to affect their sort of schedule with Pleasure Beach being open through to December. It's only weekends that they're open according to the website. So it will be something like wow weekends, winter weekends. Now, in the past, Pleasure Beach used to do winter weekends where they would close the season in November, as we so often see now, but you'd have like either the south side of Pleasure Beach or the north side. Now from 94 through to 2006 it was the south side, so you had Big One, Steeplechase, Avalanche, Space Invader, Bling, Revolution. Just trying to think what else was open. I think I think Beaver Creek was open as well, but or was it? No, Beaver Creek wasn't open. It's just because it was near Space Invader that I was thinking that it would have been open. But it was a very select group of rides that were open. Then after 2006 that changed. Once Infusion opened, it then became North Park winter weekends, where it was Infusion, Grand National, Valhalla, would you believe? Yes, I have been on Valhalla in December. That was stupid. That was really cold. Ice Blast was open, Derby Racer was open, I think Alice in Wonderland would have been open as well, and I think even the Ghost Train was open. Personally, I preferred it when it was the south side of the park because I get to go on the big one. And back in the 90s, Pleasure Beach actually used to open right up to Christmas. I believe there's people that have been on the big one on Christmas Eve, they've been on the big one on New Year's Eve in snow, they've rode it with Keith Allen and JR and stuff like that back in the old days. But yeah, I think winter weekends were scrapped in 2011, 2012 maybe, I can't remember exactly. So it has been a while since there's been winter weekends at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see if, one, they go through with staying open till December, and two, how they will do it. But that is all from me on that subject for now, because I don't want to spread any rumours about what rides might be open, what rides might be closed, and so on. It's just a case of, firstly, letting you know that the Blackpool illuminations have been extended, and secondly, Blackpool Pleasure Beach are taking wristband bookings up until the middle of December, which is pretty exciting. Me and Mark spoke about it the other day on the seafront, saying it would be interesting if they opened through to December. But let me tell you, if they do, you will need a big coat, you will need a hat, and you will need gloves. Because if you've seen over the years, this channel has covered Blackpool Pleasure Beach's winter maintenance quite regular, especially leading up to this year's season when I was there every week from probably the end of December right through to the start of the season. Sometimes 3 days a week watching the big one, retrack, ride testing, and all stuff like that. And let me tell you, when that wind kicks in, it's bracing. It is very, very, very cold on the nose, it's cold on the lips, it's cold on your eyes, and yeah, it's well worth going on the rides if they're open through to nearly Christmas. But believe me, buy an Icon coat off Pleasure Beach's website because you will need it. Buy one of their hats, buy a jumper. This is not a merchandise video, but believe me, you will need it. Or even buy Pleasure Beach Experience hoodies. They're on the Teespring store down below. By the way, the Teespring store is going to be going soon. We have found a different way of doing merchandise. But yeah, I think that's all from me for now. Keep an eye out for our big America event video coming on Sunday. It's a bit of a podcast kind of video from me and Mark. Lots of chatter about that event because it's nearly time to book onto it. But yeah, that's all from me. Let me know in the comments what you think about Blackpool Pleasure Beach opening, possibly through to December. Many thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon in the next Pleasure Beach Experience video.